باد میکنه او جانان امریکا پاکستان روسیه عربستان بگو ای وطن کیو باد میکنه او جانان امریکا پاکستان روسیه عربستان نه 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 نه
قطع الطريق الدولي.
What's going on, guys? It's Brent0331. In this video, we're going to be talking about the Primary Arms 3X Prism, specifically for the 7.62 by 3.9 platform. All right, so if you saw the last video that Bruce and I did over the Primary Arms 3X Prism optic, he had the 7.62 by 3.9 and 300 Blackout optic, which is what the optic that we have here today, but he was running that 300 Blackout over there that you see. So, and I had the 3X Prism for the 5.56 variant, which is also used for 5.45 and 3.08. But the one weapon platform that we didn't have represented today, other than the 308, is this AK, okay, the 7.62 by 3.9. So what I've acquired this, all right, so I picked up a 7.62 by 3.9 slash 300 Blackout 3X Prism optic, and I have it mounted to this Midwest Industries rail here, all right. So I'm going to be running this AK today, and we're going to see how it performs with that. So Bruce brought out his 300 Blackout again, so he's got the exact same optic mounted to his weapon. And we're just going to put it through the ringer again and see how it performs. So I'm pretty excited about this. What we're going to cover in this video is we're going to BZO it first, and this 3X Prism optic is a little bit different than the 5.56. So the 5.56 one we BZO'd at 100. With this 3X Prism for the 7.62 by 3.9 slash 300 Blackout, you actually BZO at 50. So we're going to BZO at 50, then we're going to push it back to the 100. We'll engage some targets at the 100. And then we'll go to the 200, we'll get some targets at 200, then we'll do our fire and maneuver portion, and then we're also going to test out the close quarters battle aspect of this optic and see how it performs inside a shoot house. So, you know, one of the great things about this 3X is, you know, what we found is it's not too overpowered at close range, and it's, you know, a good happy medium from, you know, like the medium range, even pushing out to like 500 yards and stuff like that. So it's a good happy medium, and we don't think it's going to be too overpowered for close quarters battle stuff, but we're going to test that out today. So we're actually going to shoot house. But one thing I want to mention, guys, is Bruce is out here. He's filming with me today, and he's got a video that he's working on. He's going to be putting up concurrently with this one, and it's going to cover, you know, different mounting and stuff like that. But I'm going to turn it over to Bruce so he can just kind of introduce the video that he's going to be putting out, so that you guys can go over to his channel and check his video out. So Bruce, what do you got coming down the pipe for us, man?
Well, my video is basically a video detailing what you can expect in the box when you buy one of the Prism optics, regardless of the magnification or the caliber choice that those are calibrated to. What's in the box, and initially a few steps that you need to do to ensure that you can get it mounted up properly, and then it won't come loose on you in the field. There's a couple of steps that you need to do once you get a brand new optic, and I'm going to cover those. How to apply Loctite, how to degrease the screws, and also for those of you that are budget minded, and I know that some of you are, I know that this is going to be a popular video because a lot of you guys that run AKs, you're running budget minded optics and mounts on those AKs, which is a bit of what this video is going to be about. We're going to show you guys, cater that video a little bit towards those of you that are on a budget, how to get that optic mounted and up and running without spending a lot of money.
Awesome, man. And you know, just to caveat on what Bruce just said, like this optic right here is, in my opinion, ideal for an AK. So when you're talking AKs, you're talking about a weapon designed for freaking just close-in fighting, medium range to close-in fighting. I mean, it is designed to slay bodies. You're not putting rounds through, you know, fleas' asses at 500 meters with an AK, all right? So we're talking max effective range on AK is approximately 300 meters. So this type of optic, in my opinion, is ideal for this thing. So just to go over what we're using today, I'm going to use a old trusty Wasser 10, all right? So, you know, they have a decent reputation as being a reliable, you know, decent AK for a budget-minded individual. So I've had this one for several years, and you know, it's ran excellent for me. So that's what I'm using. Like I talked about, I'm utilizing this Midwestern Industries AK mount. My optic is mounted directly to the rail, as you guys can see in this video that I got going right now, and it's got a quick detach mount. So you just flip the lever down, you can detach it right off the AK. That's simple. So you can utilize your iron sights. I'm going to be shooting Wolf Performance ammunition, 7.62 by 39 millimeter, 123 grain ammunition. Bruce, what do you got? What are you running today?
Well, we're going to check the zero on this one. If you guys watched the last video, you know that we zeroed these and ran them out to 200 yards. I was running Supersonic suppressed, and today I'm going to do just the opposite. I'm going to run Subsonics unsuppressed on this rifle. I'm going to be running Remington, 220 grain, open tip, boat tail rounds on that, and we'll see how that goes.
Awesome. Well, let's get to it, guys. All right, guys, before we get into the actual practical application shooting portion of this video, I want to take a few minutes to talk about the nomenclature of this scope, and I also want to talk about the Advanced Combined Sighting System, or ACSS reticle. Additionally, if you guys are interested in any of these primary arms optics that I've already reviewed, you can go ahead and check out my information box below, and I will have a special link on there that you guys can click. If you go there, you order from the Primary Arms website, utilizing those links, they'll give you free shipping, and depending on which optic you buy, they'll give you a free gift. So in the case of this particular optic, I believe it's a free kill flash. Other optics like the 1:8 by 24 that I've reviewed, they'll give you a free mount. So very good deal. Make sure you go and check out those links, because if you just go to the Primary Arms website and order from them that way, you're not going to get the free shipping, you're not going to get the free gift. So in any event, moving on. So let's talk about the nomenclature of this optic. So this is essentially what you're going to get straight out of the box. It comes with a mount. This is a standard Picatinny style mount. Any ACOG mount will fit this this 3X Prism optic. Okay, if you look at it, the way it's designed here, the ACOG mounts are designed to fit on standard A2 style carrying handles. So these are exactly the same. So any ACOG mount will work. If you go over to my good buddy Bruce's channel, he has a good video that he just posted up about how to mount a, I believe it's a GDI, standard USGI GDI mount for an ACOG onto one of these optics. So it's a great little tutorial. Go over there and check it out. But this mount right here is pretty good, just as long as you put Loctite on this, you know, secure them down pretty good. In today's review, I've already attached my optic to this Midwest Industries AK side mount, which is, you know, attaches straight to this left side of the receiver here. This is a pretty good mount I found, but essentially what I had to do is remove the standard Picatinny mount system, and then I mounted this straight to the AK Midwest Industries mount, as you can see. All right, so we'll go over that. We'll get back to that here in a minute. Moving back on to nomenclature again. So the turrets here, you got two turrets. Top one's for elevation, and the side ones for windage. One click on these is a 1/2 inch at 100 yards. All right. This dial right here has settings from 0 to 11. Those are the illumination settings for your reticle inside. So inside takes a standard 2032 battery, which you can get at any Walmart. Really easy, very common. But you unscrew this cap with a flathead screwdriver, place that battery, put a battery in here. This optic actually comes with one, so right out of the box, it's ready to roll. If you want a red, bright red illuminated reticle, just like here on the box, you have that option. All right. If you don't, you leave it on 0, you got a nice crisp black reticle. So it's a win-win situation no matter how you look at it. On the back here is your diopter. Make sure you set this before you BZO for your specific eye relief. All right. So that's pretty much it for the standard nomenclature of this optic. Let's go ahead and mount this on. Again, this is a Midwest Industries mount. As you can see, it's a quick detach here. All right, so I'm going to attach it here to my Wasser 10. Somebody's just going to come in, slide that sucker on there, and then I'm going to rotate this down, and then it locks into place. And there we go. It's on there solid. All right, so that's how you mount this particular Midwest Industries to this particular AK, Wasser 10, or any AK for that with a side mount just like this. So pretty standard little side mount here. These can be difficult finding a good one, but I can vouch for this one because I'm actually filming this portion of the video after my shooting has already taken place, so I can tell you right now that this is actually a good mount. Before we get to putting rounds down range, let's take a few minutes to talk about the reticle inside the optic because it's a big feature and it's what separates them from the other optics in their class. The Primary Arms 3X compact scope features the Advanced Combined Sighting System, or ACSS reticle inside it. This optic features a slightly different variation of the ACSS reticle than what I've talked about in my previous videos on the PA1-8 and the TA31 ACOG featuring this reticle. This version of the ACSS essentially tailors the reticle to a 3X optic. Additionally, there are also slight differences between the reticle that was on the 5.56, 5.45, 308 scope in the 300 Blackout and 7.62x39 version that we're going to look at today. Below are the two reticles that are utilized in the Primary Arms 3X Compact Prism Scope. On the left is the reticle that is inside the 5.56, 5.45, and 308 model. On the right is the reticle for the 7.62x39 and 300 Blackout model. As you can see, the big difference between the two is that the 5.56 model uses a horseshoe style reticle and the 300 Blackout model uses a chevron style reticle like that in the Marine Corps RCO. Other than that, the reticles are virtually the same in appearance. As with other versions of the ACSS reticle, this reticle is currently set in yards and not meters. The reticle consists of a chevron and a bullet drop compensation ladder. Now, depending on what kind of round you're shooting will depend on what your BDC represents. For example, here is the BDC for engaging targets with Supersonic 7.62x39 or 300 Blackout. This is the BDC for engaging targets with subsonic rounds out of a 300 Blackout. On a side note, Bruce is using subsonic ammunition today for our prac app portion of this video. You can actually hear the difference in the sound that the round makes as it passes by the camera. The large outer ring of this reticle is designed for very close, quick target acquisition during close quarters battle. Just like an ACOG and other ACSS reticles, it has several features that assist with range determination of your target. The reticle is set for the average adult male shoulder-to-shoulder torso of 18 inches. For 0 to 300 yards, the chevron can be used to estimate your target's approximate range. If your target's shoulder are the same width as the center of your chevron, point to point, your target is approximately 200 yards away. At the inside bottom of the chevron, your target is approximately 300 yards away. Now look at the vertical bullet drop compensation ladder. Match up the corresponding hash mark with your target's shoulder-to-shoulder torso. The one that fits is the estimated distance to your target. In this example I have right here, your target is approximately 300 yards away. In this example, your target is approximately 600 yards away. Now, in addition to using the enemy's shoulder-to-shoulder width to estimate their range, you also have the dual vertical ranging brackets located on each side of the outer CQB circle. These brackets are set to estimate range by height, which is set for 5 feet 10 inches tall, the average height of an adult male. Simply place a standing target's feet on the baseline and match up your target's head with the corresponding line. In this example, our enemy is approximately 300 yards away. In this example, they are approximately 600 yards away. Once you have acquired an estimated range of your target, you would simply engage them by using the corresponding mark on your bullet drop compensation ladder. So moving on now from range estimation, I want to go back to the top of the reticle and talk about these two dots to the left and right of the chevron. These two dots are slightly different than the 5.56 millimeter version of the reticle. On the 7.62 by 39 and 300 Blackout version, these 2 dots are calibrated to be where you would hold when engaging a man who is jogging while holding a rifle, or a man who is running while wearing full gear such as a flak, helmet, and deuce gear. It is said that the average man moving under these circumstances moves at a speed approximately 6.1 miles per hour. So essentially, what you would do if engaging an enemy that is within 300 yards, you would place this dot on him, and once the round is fired, he and the round will connect in the same spot. Next, this reticle has pre-placed dots which are calibrated for where you should hold on a target with a 5 mile per hour crosswind at a respective distance. So after you have acquired your estimated distance to your target, and you have an approximate 5 mile per hour crosswind, you would place the corresponding dot on their torso and engage. Now obviously if the wind is greater than that, let's say 10 miles per hour, you'd simply just double the distance. Or if it was less than that, you could close the distance. In any event, this feature greatly increases your capability of scoring a first round hit on a target with the different variables that come into play when engaging enemy combatants on the battlefield. This reticle is very well thought out and definitely increases an individual infantryman's combat effectiveness. Alright guys, so just finished the BZO. So my first string was right down here, so obviously real low and to the right. Made an adjustment, brought me up here. I realized that I was going to have to start making bold adjustments. I wasn't taking into consideration that we were at the 50, not the 100, so you know, you pretty much had to double my my adjustments. So anyways, got up here, my 3rd string was in this vicinity. 4th string was not too much much of an improvement, and then my 5th string of fire put me right here. So this was my 5th string, my confirmation fire. I fired 4 rounds. You can see one of them is dead center, and then the other ones are just right around on this second ring layer here. So pretty good. I'm good with that. Bruce, I think, is good with his. So we're going to go ahead and push it back to the 100 now. So let's rock and roll. All right, guys, so we got our 50-yard zero. So now we're going to go, we pushed it back to the 100. We're going to put some rounds down range at the 100, shoot about, I don't know, 4 rounds or so.
Yeah.
We'll go down range, check it out, and then we'll shoot another 4. And then if everything's good, we'll push back to 200. So go ahead and put some rounds down range. Let's go check it out. All right, guys, so this is our performance here at 100 thus far. All right, so I shot a total of 4 rounds. As you can see, I'm kind of dancing around the center red circle here. I will tell you though, the chevron back there at the 100 is very crisp, especially in this nice, beautiful day we're shooting on. But so far, I'm in this this black circle. So again, you know, this is an AK. We're not putting rounds through a flea's ass, but you know, it's designed to kill bodies. All right, so that's exactly what the AK does, and it does it very well. That's why it's been in service for so long. But right now, you know, I can live with that. So you were going to shoot another round at the 100, or are we going to push back to 200 right now?
Shoot another round at 100.
Okay, so we're going to shoot another round at the 100. So I'll shoot another string of fire at the 100 and see what we do. Let's take a look at Bruce's target.
All right, guys, so not being a seasoned Marine like Brent is, I have to refer to the manual because I fired that string at 100 yards using my holdover for the 75-meter holdover at the bottom of the chevron. And when I did that with subsonics, look what I got. I'm hitting low. So we're going to fire second string, and I'm going to use my holdover for the 100, which is the very top of this post. And we're going to see without any adjustments how much better my hits are. So it's important when you're running this ACSS reticle that you understand your holdovers and what each marking on the reticle means as far as distance goes, particularly when you're running subsonics.
All right, guys. Second string of fire at the 100-yard line.
Okay guys, so you really got to pay attention to Dimitri over at Primary Arms. When he sends this instruction manual, it's important that you read it, because I made my adjustments. I started shooting at 100 yards off the top of the center post. This is my new group. That's shooting 220 grain box Remington subsonics, and I'm very, very pleased with that group. It's right on the money. It's right where Dimitri said it would be, and now we're looking forward to pushing it back to 200.
All right, guys. So looks like I knocked some of the the pasties off, but this is my second string of fire from the 100, and still kicking ass here. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4 rounds in the centermost ring here. So I can't stress enough. I'm shooting a low end AK, you know, and you know, just run of the mill freaking stock wolf rounds. So nothing special, and you know, it's doing that at 100, so pretty good. I'm looking forward to kicking it back to 200 and seeing what's going on. And just to remind you guys, like, this is what we're shooting, all right? We're not editing anything out. You know, what you're seeing is what you're getting. So run-of-the-mill AK, stock wolf ammo, bulk stock wolf ammo, and you know, a good Primary Arms 3X Prism optic. So it's 200. Let's see how we perform back there. All right, guys. So we're getting ready to go shoot the 200-yard line. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna shoot a magazine of 10 on the paper targets. So we'll have the camera oriented down here so you guys can see our impacts at the 200-yard line with the paper. And then a second magazine of 10, we're gonna engage these steel targets down here. So I guess it doesn't matter which ones we shoot, Bruce. We'll just whatever we can see steel-wise. We'll engage our second string of fire, second magazine of 10 on steel, and so that way we can get some immediate feedback, at least on the second magazine, on what we're actually doing back there. So anyways, let's get to it, guys. There.
Clear. Okay guys, this time, just like before, I followed Dimitri's recommendations, looking back at our manual on exactly what my holdovers should be. I placed the center body mass of the target right between the 175 and 225 hash marks, which we were shooting at 200, so that should be right on. This is my result. As you can see, one shot. This is my farthest shot here. It's probably about 9 inches, maybe 10, so 5 MOA at 200 yards. That's shooting 220 grain Remington subsonic green box ammo straight from Walmart. Nothing expensive. It's about $14, $15 a box, and pretty happy with those results. Let's look at the steel. You can see we got some really good hits on the steel. This comes from shootsteel.com, obviously, and this is the one target that Brent had featured that you just stab in the ground. That's working great for us. At this range, I don't think it moved at all. I got real good hits with that Primary Arms 3X Prism optic.
All right, guys, so my results at 200, pretty pleased. Check this out. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So all 10 are within the, at least the silhouette. The majority of them are, you know, kill shots. This is the only questionable one in my mind that probably wouldn't be a good kill shot or a good shot at all. But for the most part, freaking dead on at 200. And I gotta say, like in the chevron and the reticle here in this optic for this 7.62x3.9, like from 50 all the way, it's all the way to 200, right?
Yes.
All the way to 200, you're using the tip of the chevron, which that's pretty good to go. So there's no adjustments for me. You know, like Bruce has to, you know, he has to do some finagling and stuff with his 300 Blackout. For this 7.62x3.9, like, you know, tip of chevron, 0 to 200, freaking slay bodies. So not bad, 200. Wish you could push it back further today, but unfortunately we don't have that capability. But so far, thumbs up. Good stuff, guys. Let's do the combat engagement course. You ready, brother? Moving! Stop! Moving! Cover in! Move in! Red, red, red! Move in! Come in! Move! All right, guys, well, that concludes the engagement course portion. Pretty freaking good. Look at this freaking plethora of violence right here, concentrated center mass. So Bruce has the same thing going on over there. So running and gunning, I'm telling you guys, this is a good combat optic. All right, this isn't, I mean, it's precise, right? It's, you know, it's got all the calibrations and everything for ballistics and everything else, but it's built for combat. I mean, really the reticle is set up, and obviously I'm going to talk about that, but the way the reticle is set up, I mean, it's quick, easy, quick target acquisition. I just going through there, the way this reticle is designed is just phenomenal for me. You know, I really like it. So I'm a big fan of this 3X. Obviously my go-to is still ACOG. I stand behind ACOGs 110%, but you know what? I'm not going to put $1,000+ optic on a freaking AK. You know, so 3X Prism for primary arms. This is perfect for this particular use, and obviously it slays bodies. So Bruce, what do you got, man?
Yeah, just like Brent said, that this is the perfect optic for the AK. It's the perfect optic for the 300 Blackout. I ran subsonics all day today, out to 200 yards. Calibration was absolutely perfect for that. Dimitri got that right, I mean spot on. And I couldn't ask for more out of an optic. The more I use this optic on this 300 Blackout, the more I like it and the more I think it's the perfect optic for both personal defense like we're training for today, but also for those of you that are hunting. You're probably not shooting out much beyond 200 yards. Perfect optic for that.
And it's budget friendly. That's the key point right there, you know. What is it, 300 bucks? 300,
yeah,
package?
Yeah, 300 shipped, and even with the upgraded mount, we had a deal on those. So you're looking at 300, 325, completely out the door, set up, ready to go. Use the existing mount. They're even cheaper than that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I've run an AK, so I had to get this Midwest Industries mount, and this is a great mount. It seems to work pretty good with this 3X Prism. So, anyways, good results. Let's go ahead and go to the close quarters battle portion of this. All right, guys. So, last test we're gonna do is the close quarters battle aspect of this optic. So, it is a fixed 3 power. Hopefully, that's not overpowered in CQB. That's what we're gonna test out here. Okay. We're gonna be going in there by ourselves. I'll go, and then Bruce will go. Ideally, you don't want to go into a room or, you know, CQB type environment by yourself, but sometimes you just got to, right? Active shooter comes to mind, just like that gentleman down in Texas, you know, an active shooter at the church, grabbed his rifle, went out there and stopped the threat by himself, right? When backup is minutes away and seconds count, you got to go, right? So that's what we're going to mimic here. CQB aspect with the 3X Prism, test it out, see, hopefully it's not too overpowered in this close quarters environment. So without further ado, let's rock and roll. You ready?
Ready.
There.
Ready?
On you.
We're clear.
Well, that's it, guys. That completes our evaluation of this Primary Arms 3X Prism in the 7.62 by 39mm and 300 Blackout version. At the very close range distances inside the shoot house, I would say that it would be ideal to have a red dot mounted on the top of your optic. The fixed 3X is doable, but is not ideal at that very, very close range in that room fighting. I'd say about 20 yards and out is probably ideal for that fixed 3X. I will say though, at 20 yards and in, you're probably most likely just point shooting anyways. In any event, I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to check out the links that I've posted below in the information box. Keep fighting the good fight, and Semper Fidelis.